Our weekly Momversation conversation here with Cindy Kern, who is the mother of all the Kern boys, Billy, Dan, and Brian, most of the coaching staff over there at Mainland Regional High School for the baseball team. Good morning, Cindy. How are you?
Good morning, Dave. Thank you for inviting me to be on.
Hey, no problem, no problem. Wanted to do a little bit of a different take here on the Momversation and get a coach's mom on there, or several coaches. What have the last couple of years been like for you and your husband Dan? It's had to be great for your family to see all the success your boys are having as coaches over there at Mainland.
Oh yeah, my husband and I are enjoying it very much. We're very proud of the boys. Our boys, of course, we're very proud of all the work they put in, and we're so happy to be, fortunate enough to be part of the Mainland Mustang family right now, and all the kids that are playing the last couple of years and ones that are starting to come up.
Yeah, I know you guys are big into that program. You and your husband are up there in the announcer's booth and announcing the lineups and all that stuff, so it really is a family affair. What's that like for your family to be so involved with this high school team and all the success you guys have had the last couple of years?
Well, as I said, we're fortunate that we're able to be involved. My husband does the announcing and the music, and I do the scoreboard. So we have a different view of the game from above. And our little grandsons, we have 3 grandsons, and 2 of them sit up in the booth with us sometimes. Our one little grandson can tell you the lineup from start to finish, everybody's
Really?
first and last name. Yes.
Wow.
And, yeah. And so he's really involved right now, and
who's his favorite on the team?
Oh, can I say? I'll say this: he likes catchers.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So he likes catchers. So he likes Jack and he likes Anthony Capasso.
Nice.
Jack Leflett and Anthony Capasso. And but he knows all the kids. He likes he likes Kyle. He calls Kyle the crocodile. So he's pretty involved, and my daughter-in-laws as well. They help with everything, and we have a good time. It's wonderful the success that they're having, and I know we sit at the dinner table many nights and we talk about the games and what should have happened or what didn't happen or what could have happened, and all that. And but it's really a lot of fun. We enjoy it, and as I said, we're fortunate. We're
talking with Cindy Kern here, mother of the Kern boys, who are the coaches over there for the Mainland Regional High School baseball team. Billy, the head coach, Dan and Brian are assistant coaches. What's that dynamic like with your boys, as Billy having the head coaching job and Dan and Brian as assistant coaches? Ever any tension there between those guys?
Yeah, there is some tension sometimes. Billy's actually the middle son.
Right.
So his older brother, when Billy was chosen as the head coach, his dad told him to make sure he picked coaches that he trusted and respected. So he chose his brother as his assistant, and Brian is a volunteer pitching coach.
Right.
So, and you know what, Dave? My boys really like each other, so they get along well together, and they throw ideas off, back and forth. We've had Mustang camp this week, and there's been a couple little, we should do this, we should do that, but they talk about everything. They agree to disagree sometimes, but in the long run, they're pretty much on the same page. They all know what they want to do and how they want to do it, and
now
it usually works out.
When these boys were growing up, a lot of broken windows?
Oh, yeah, we've been talking about that. That's funny you should say that, because my grandsons are starting to hit the baseball now, and we used to have glass windows in our garage, so we had a lot of broken windows there, but my son and we right now do not have glass. We changed the glass to panels now. So, but they like hitting it over the fence and into the pool and stuff like that. They have a lot. Yeah, we had a lot of that, but that's okay. That goes with it.
I got a nephew who's the same way. He's kind of outgrowing the backyard from my brother's house, so I know what you're going through there.
How old is he?
He's about 6, I believe now. So he's getting into that little league age. So he's really psyched up for that. What were the boys like growing up? How different were their personalities? And did you think they would grow up to be the kind of men they are right now?
They all pretty much played the same. Dan is 4 years older than Billy, so he was kind of off on his own a little bit. The other two were always following him around. But he was a great role model for them, good role model for them. He didn't mind them following him around. But, when he was off to high school, they were still in grade school, and then he was off to college, and they were in high school. But it's funny, my youngest son, Brian, always says, hey, wait a minute, I had to go to all their games. How come they don't have to come to all my games? But, of course, they were off, in college and stuff like that. So he jokes about that all the time. But
right.
Pretty much they've always been supportive of each other. I remember one game at Oak Crest, Brian was a senior, and he had a great game, and it so happened that his brothers were home from college and stuff like that, and they were there cheering them on. So they're pretty supportive of one another, and, with email and texting and Facebook and all that kind of stuff, you can kind of keep involved even if you're away, So,
right.
But, yeah, they like each other, and they're pretty supportive. Not too much competition. A little bit, but not too much.
We're talking with Cindy Kern here, mother of the Kern boys, who are the coaches over there at Mainland Regional High School baseball team. Cindy, your husband was telling me a story about, I guess, when Billy was in high school, and I guess dad and son faced off against each other?
Yes, my husband coached at Holy Spirit for 10 years, and they were on the schedule when Billy was, I guess, a junior or senior. I'm not really sure. And so it was, a big rivalry in the house. My husband was coaching Spirit, and they had a great team that year, and Billy's team had a great team too. So they decided to play at Birch Grove Park, and it became an event, and it was really nice. And one of the big things was my kids all wear the number 8, and it was Dan's birthday, and he chose the number 8. So all the kids wore number 8 all the way through if they could. So my husband wore number 8 at Holy Spirit. And we were interviewed that day, and they were like, well, the man said to me, well, who are you cheering for? Are you cheering for your husband, or are you cheering for your son? And I said, I'm just going to cheer for the number 8. I just figure that'll be safe. I'll just cheer for the number 8. Billy had a great game, and Mainland had a great game, but I think Spirit won. But it was really a lot of fun, and,
What was that like for your husband? That's got to be a little bit of mixed emotions coaching against your son. I mean, you want to see him do well, but you also want to win the game.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think that he told his pitchers, how to pitch to Billy, and
he had the scouting report, right?
Billy. Yeah, he had a scouting report, and it all worked out very well. We are a lot of the Spirit families and the Mainland families were friends. So it became a really nice event, and we did it for a couple of years. So it worked out great. No rivalry.
Nice. We're talking with Cindy Kern here from Mainland, the mom of the baseball coaches over there, Billy, Dan, and Brian. What was last year like for you as not only a mom but a fan of this program and somebody who's been involved with this program for the last couple of years, to see that team go from 10-12 entering the playoffs to ripping off 6 straight wins, winning the state championship? I know your husband, a lot of emotion from him after they won the state championship. What was that like for you, just watching these boys kind of achieve a dream of theirs?
Yeah, it was very emotional. We were both emotional. It's funny, Dave, though. All the way through, my sons kept on saying that they knew they had a good team, and all they wanted to do was make the playoffs. And they knew that if they made the playoffs, they had the pitching to go, far. And they would lose a game by 1 run or something, or lose a game by 2 runs or something, and Billy would come home and he'd go, we're still going to make it. We're still going to make the playoffs. And I think we're going to win the state championship. Like, he had said that a couple times. Really? And my husband and I would get in the car and we'd go, is he kidding me? Like, I don't know, And, it started happening, and it was neat. Like, the kids started believing in him, and it was neat to see. My boys are really good around, the high school kids, and they know how to teach. They're teachers. All of them are teachers. Mm-hmm. And so they know, how to teach and how to be around them and how to talk to them. And they have a true respect for their team. And I think the team respects them as well. And it's a nice dynamic. But I have to tell you, Dave, it was really a lot of fun. It was really a lot of fun. And what was really a lot of fun for us, too, was hearing from people that we hadn't heard from in a really long time, or people that had gone to Mainland or taught my son, 15 years ago, were contacting him saying, hey, we're watching the program, and we're so proud of you. And, we hope you do well. And that was nice for us as parents to see.
Yeah, that's awesome. What's it like now? Time seems to go by so quickly, especially for the high school kids and even the coaches while they're involved in their coaching careers. And do you ever step back and say, man, this is a really great time for the Kern family? Like you said, you have 3 boys coaching. You won a state championship last year. You got these beautiful grandkids hanging around, and a new grandson from Brian, right? A couple weeks old.
Yes, thank you. Yes, he's a month old yesterday. Thank you.
Nice.
Yes.
So what's this time like for your family? It's got to be just an amazing time for you guys.
Well, it is, and it's funny. I was sitting thinking about what you were going to ask me and what we were going to talk about and everything, and I hear a lot of people who, even as far back as Little League, like, well, now they'll say, oh, my goodness, my child's 10, 11, 12, we're done with Little League already. Or, like our banquet this year was very emotional because we had, such success and the kids were so happy and so, everything was just great. Their parents didn't want to leave the banquet. The kids didn't want to leave the banquet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for us, and I know how they're feeling because I've gone through that. I went through that in Little League. I went through that in high school. They played at LaSalle University. I went through that when they were done playing at LaSalle. I was so sad because we had so much fun and we traveled and they had success. And sports is a nice thing to be around,
Uh-huh.
But for me, I feel like it's a continuation. I feel like now my sons are coaching, and now I can still be with them. I'm fortunate that they want us to be part of it. But now I feel like I'm part of their team's family. You know what I mean? I'm part of their family. I know all the kids. The kids all know us. We talk. We see each other out. And we want to be around each other. And it's people that I'll know for the rest of my life. And I'm glad to be around people like that. So for me, we're fortunate that we get to extend our sports a little bit longer because of their coaching.
Right. We're talking with Cindy Kern here on our Momversation weekly feature. She's the mom of the Kern boys, Billy, Dan, and Brian over there for coaches of the Mainland Regional High School baseball team. Real quick before we let you go, Cindy, what are you hoping for in the next couple of years? I mean, obviously, this is like we said, this is a great time for you and your family, and you get to take a step back a little bit from the high school guys and sort of spend some time with these grandkids, or what?
I am. Well, Chase is only 4, but he's, I guess he could start playing t-ball when he's about 5 or 6. So we'll start getting involved in that again. And who knows if, my boys will, or his dad will coach him. Maybe my husband will help a little. I don't know. I don't know. We'll just take that by.
I don't think you're getting away from baseball for the next 25 years or so.
I don't either. And you know what, Dave? I don't think I want to.
Right.
Sports has been really fun for us. It's been a good thing. It's a great camaraderie for a family and for friends and stuff like that. You meet a lot of people along the way. You do a lot of traveling along the way.
Yep.
And I always tell people that sports can be a good thing and it can be tough, but you have to know how to handle it along the way. So.
Yep.
But I wanted to tell you too. Like, thanks for all you do with Glory Days. It's my dad was a newspaperman. I know it's not easy.
Thanks, appreciate it.
But you do a lot of nice things and involving all the families and everything and the nice stories that you do. You do a good job, and I hope you have continued success.
Thanks, appreciate it. Continued success for the Kern family. Thanks for joining us, Cindy. Appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having me on, Dave, and have a great day.
All right, enjoy your weekend. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
That was nice to catch up with Cindy Kern. She's the mom of the Kern boys, Billy, Dan, and Brian over there coaching the Mainland Regional High School baseball team.